Alrighty, so we are about to do notes over area and circumference of a circle. So what you need in front of you, you need your pencil pouch, you need your photo bowl, looks like this on one side, this on the other side. You need your pencil and a calculator. And also you need your headphones in. So if your headphones are not in, then you definitely should not be doing this because we do not want to disturb everybody else. So therefore, if you have all of the things you need, go ahead and get started. If not, go ahead and pause the video, get what you need, come back, and make sure you're doing this all quietly. So the first thing you want to do is fold our photo book correctly. There's little dotted lines here on both sides. Make sure you fold just a little bit before the dotted lines. Not necessarily on it, but like before it. So therefore, you can fit both sides in. You don't have to cut anything, so this is what our photo bowl looks like. We're focusing on the area of a circle and the circumference of a circle. So again, these are your notes, so you can make your notes look as neat as you want them to, as nice as you want them to. So let's start with the area of a circle, and then we'll get to circumference. So let's just start by writing the definition. So the area of a circle, so it's the square units. And remember, everything I write, you write. If you need to pause it, pause it. So we have the square units inside a circle. So we're looking at the inside of a circle, and so we can actually ask ourselves this question when we think about area of a circle. How much space does the circle cover? That's what we think about when we think about area. How much space does it cover? So again, important words to think about is inside and square units. So when we think about our circle and we think about the area, we're thinking about the inside of it. And so we can show that in our picture by coloring the inside of our circle. You're coloring the inside of your circle because this is what area represents. And then inside of that circle, we want to make sure we put that it's represented by square units or units squared. So we're always going to have some type of unit squared, and those units can range from kilometers, meters, it could be miles, it could be any type of distance, feet. So again, area of a circle, square units inside the circle. So before we do our formula, we want to make sure we write our key so we know what everything means. So we want to get our key down. So when you see the letter A, that refers to the area. When you see this sign, this is actually called pi, and you will use this number, 3.14. And then you'll see this R, and that represents the radius. So that's what all of those mean. And so now we can write our formula, which is going to be area equals pi radius squared. So this is the formula we're going to use over and over. Pi r squared. Okay? Pi r squared. So make sure you get this down. Pause at any time to get what you need. And then we're going to open it up and do the practice problems inside. So again, I can find the area of a circle. So we're looking for area. Okay. Remember, the formula for area is A equals pi r squared. We're going to write that over and over again. So you're going to know this by the time this video is over. So we always start by writing our formula, A equals pi r squared. And now we got to look at our picture and see what do they give us. So we have a line that goes from the center all the way to the edge. It does not go all the way across. So we know that this is our radius. So therefore r equals 12. Now we can start plugging in what we know. A equals, we do know that pi stands for 3.14, and we do know that our radius is 12. So this is 12 squared. So 12 squared does not mean 12 times 2, but 12 squared means 12 times 12. Okay, so there is a difference. 12 times 2 is 24. 12 times 12 is not 24. So we have A equals 3.14, and use your calculator. If you want to pause and try before me, that's awesome. 12 times 12 is 144. And then when we multiply those together, you get 452.16 inches squared. You don't want to forget your units. Okay? Awesome. So, let's do the next one. The next one, you have your center of your circle to the side, 9 millimeters, or 9 meters, excuse me. So A equals pi r squared. And so now, we don't know A. We know pi is 3.14. And we need to see what our r is. So because this does go to the center, always to edge, we know this is our radius. So we know r equals 9. We're going to do 9 squared. Remember, 9 squared is not 9 times 2. 9 squared is 9 times 9. So writing that step out helps us not make that mistake. And remember, we're multiplying, not adding. So 9 times 9 is 81. Use your calculator. You get 254.34 meters squared. Let's move on. So here, again, start by writing your formula. A equals pi r squared. We're looking for our radius, but when we see this picture here, we notice, because we have 8 yards here, it goes straight across. This is not a radius. This is our diameter, because it goes all the way across. But we want radius, so we know in order to find our radius, so we have our diameter equals 8. We know our radius is going to equal diameter divided by 2. So r is going to equal 8 divided by 2, which is 4. So r equals 4, and we're going to use that to plug it in. So be careful. When I give you the diameter, you have to split it in half, divided by 2. So we have A equals 3.14 times 4 squared. Remember, 4 squared is not 4 times 2, but it's 4 times 4. Which gives us 16. And then that final answer is going to be 50.24 yards squared. Okay? So, if you're still confused, I suggest you pause the video, go backwards, and listen to the explanations all over again. The main thing that I think you will need to make sure you remember is when it goes to the middle, it's a radius. So you square the radius. When it goes over across the diameter, and you have to take half of the diameter first before you square it. So if you don't take half the diameter, you'll make that mistake. Also, the other misconception is this 4 squared and 9 squared and 12 squared. You have to make sure that you do that number twice. So 12 times 12, 9 times 9, 4 times 4. We don't want to make that mistake. So now we're going to flip it back to the front and do the other side, which is circumference of a circle. So circumference of a circle is the distance. So it's the distance around a circle. Okay? So it's the distance around a circle. So this is, so again, we're looking at the distance around a circle. And the question that we could ask ourselves is, how far around the circle? Or on the outside of the circle. Okay, so we're looking around. And another word to think of when we think about this is perimeter. So it's like the perimeter of the circle. So this is just around the circle. So if we were to model this, it's just the outside. So the orange line represents that. So circumference is the outside. Circumference is just around your circle. So again, we're going to do our keywords to help us with our formula. So the keywords have our key here. C, of course, is going to be our circumference. Okay. And of course, pi equals pi, which is going to be represented by 3.14. And D is going to represent diameter. So we have our formula, C equals pi D. So C equals pi D. So these are our two formulas. Got my area of a circle in red, my circumference of a circle in orange. Again, area is the inside. This is area. This is circumference around. And circumference is not square units, it's just units. So when we're thinking about it, it's just units. It's not squared. So units, again, could be inches, feet, meters, but it's not squared. So now let's open this up and let's practice, practice, practice. At any point in time you feel confident, you want to try it on your own, just hit pause and then check your answers afterwards. So again, circumference, that's what we're looking for. Our formula is C equals pi D. And so let's get started. So on this picture here, we have a line going straight across, so we know that that is our diameter. So we know that we have C equals pi D as our formula. We don't know C. We know pi is 3.14. And we know our diameter is 4. So we're going to multiply by 4. So we're going to take our calculator and do 3.14 times 4. And we get 12.56 meters. And again, remember it's not squared. Okay. Next, let's look at the next one. You want to try this one, go ahead and pause it, do it on your own, and then unpause it when you think you have it. So hopefully you've paused it and tried. Now let's look at what it is. So we have this line going straight across, 22 meters. We know it is our diameter because it goes all the way across. So D equals 22. Now write our formula, C equals pi D. So C equals 3.14 times our diameter, which we saw is 22. You're going to multiply those in your calculator. You're going to get 69.08 miles. And again, this is all referring to the distance around the circle. So remember, when we're doing this, we're looking at everything around the circle. We're not in the inside. We're going around the circle. Circumference is around. And when we did our area was everything on the inside. So this was area. And going around it was circumference. So let's do the last one. So in this last one, we don't have a diameter. They give us just half of a diameter, which is called a radius. And so we know R equals 14, but we need our diameter. So we know diameter is just equal to R times 2. So our diameter is going to be 14 times 2. And so that means our diameter is going to be 28. Now we have exactly what we need, because we needed this here, to do our work. So C equals pi D. C equals 3.14 times 28. And then multiply together. Pause it, try it on your own, and then unpause and see if you got it right, which was 87.92 kilometers. Okay. And so this concludes our notes on area and circumference. Big takeaways: area is the inside, circumference is around. Make sure you have your formulas. These are going to be so important to remember. And make sure you have your notes done so you can get started on your work. If you have any questions, come see me.